Hi, everybody. Well, another Thursday night. Unfortunately, this time there are no questions. Uh, I can understand why folks probably everywhere think someone else will ask a question, but it doesn't always work that way. So tonight, I'm going to have to make something up. So, and we'll have to see how that works out. Don't be afraid to ask questions about whatever it is I'm going to talk about. At this particular point, I was thinking about the idea that since I've been around for a little while and been interested in this stuff, as some of you have been too, for quite a while, back into the 60s perhaps, and even earlier for some, this idea that we have about what spirituality is an interesting idea. And in putting a little thought on that, there's so many books about what that might mean, and also, of course, ideas about what others have determined that means. And in fact, it seems to me that we have a relationship, each of us individually, with how we function internally. And by now you've figured out, hopefully, that whatever you figure out may not be perfect. If you think that everything that you figure out is perfect, then you're held tightly to how you think or have been trained to think. Life is, period, and it has to be that way. And by now, in our world, there's been so many books, so much writing about what a whole bunch of people have thought about almost everything, including spirituality. And you know by now there's a tremendous amount of diversity around that idea. I tend to hang into the idea of understanding that if there is such a thing as the very highest engagement with a wondrous flow, it has to be loving. And that's not always appreciated by some, but some believe that power is the key. I think that's lacking a bit. Lacking a whole lot, actually. But I think I understand why each and every individual who ever engages with life might, from time to time, think that that was an extremely important element. Because our physical life is often focused on the power element. We seldom think of power as subtlety. Even now, just thinking about it, our physical personality constructs would find that hard perhaps to believe, because of what we see in the world and have seen in the world historically in relationship to how nations and people treat each other and how vulnerable we are physically. Well, in the world of spiritual growth, our personality perspectives tend to override what might be true. And I think all of us have had experiences, personal or observing others, in noticing that might be an element in our relationship with engaging with life amongst ourselves socially. And that is kind of too bad, but nonetheless, it's the way, it's in other people's view, it may be the way of the jungle. And even though the way we understand that is power overcoming that which is weaker. It's a hard one to let go of because of its nature and the nature of how we engage with each other. But from my perspective, of course, since I'm kind of doing the question here, I look at that like it is a reality that that's how people think, and that is our coarsest level of function that we have here on these planes. So actually our personality constructs are developed to survive on these planes. Closely affiliated with these constructs is a relationship with our emotional disposition. It's still relative to that same lower construct. And the way we think in relationship to the privatization of personal growth or spirituality are independent importance because of our version of what we think we are or not, should give people time to laugh every now and then at themselves, but I'm afraid it gets too serious for that. It's a serious component about how you think of higher states, for example. If you want to prove that, walk into a church and see your demeanor changing. But your demeanor doesn't always change to being always stiff. It can also change to being really soft, because it is a place where you can, perhaps, if you see it that way, allow yourself to let go a bit. Safe place, at least to the best we can allow it to be. But here we go. This is all about how we look at spirituality in basically the versionings and the words that we use to define and engage with ideas that we try to put across to each other, and the thoughts we might have internally. Those thoughts that we have internally often don't go very deep, but they can. You can ask yourself whether you agree with what you think you know is true, and see if you can come up with something else. Well, that has happened and will continue to happen, and it will be called, because we're human beings, an important level of engagement with ideas. Philosophy is one, science is another, religion to some degree, in some ways, has been called another. Various ways of seeing the world, of course, is restrained by basically how your personality construct has been developed. All right, so there we are. So what about these chakra things? Well, how do we introduce that into an idea that is focused primarily on personalized versions of how we function? Well, same thing can happen in a sense of strength or power of energy coming into you because you're more able if that happens, and you're not able if it doesn't happen that way. Complete twisting of how one could see an individual as a being of consciousness. You've heard me talk about this stuff so many times. So here we go again. In the personality is a form. It's constructed in a wondrous manner to enable an individual, you and I, to function in this world, and sometimes we do it reasonably well. And sometimes we do not. Don't leave out the times you don't, and don't leave out the times when you do, because it's all an aspect of a kind of personalization that has been trained into us, and it may even include a willingness on our part to ask questions about how we function. This is rare because the inducement to be exactly how you think you need to be reflexively is already trained in and has been trained in for the number of years that you have been alive. At some point, an individual becomes interested in not necessarily agreeing with everything it does. Yet it may have great difficulty to do anything else other than that. This is not a stain on an individual. This is the fact that they cannot, because what they would attempt to do is overridden by the reflexes that they already have at their disposal. And those, of course, are related to the lower rungs of a ladder that we often call chakras, sephiroth, whatever you want to call them, or valves that can be opened and closed at a level that is different than the coarser level. Also, at a level that can be engaged with at the coarser level. Because as you grow, energy can operate through that system that will be encircling the personalizations of each individual as valuable because they've been trained to see it that way. And I think it's important to notice that we have a great maintenance system. We maintain how we have been trained to be because of our reflexes that engage and do the same things as we did before in different scenarios other than the one that we were probably trained in. Maybe yes, maybe no. In other words, the yes and no is it might be the same way, just unnoticed by individuals, or it might be a different way, but still emphasizing the power element of an engagement with life. Because this is what we're trained that if you don't have it, then you're going to be taken advantage of by everybody. Yeah, it's possible. But it's also possible when you do have it. You basically take advantage of yourself. Unknown to you, you hold yourself in a position that is difficult to get out of. As a matter of fact, let me make a statement. Most of our personalities are difficult to get out of. So, suggestion is to have a little bit of a sense of humor when you're noticing how you function. Yeah, sense of humor. And please don't always agree with it. Mind you, in your case, you may find that agreement is the right thing. But it may be also that the reflex to do anything else will put you in a position that is hard for you to allow, because it somehow diminishes you. It does not. It may diminish definitions of how one should be, but I've not ever heard a definition of a perfect person. But I've listened to people engage with life, as you have, as if it was a perfect position. It's not really. So maybe we can learn from that. Maybe we can't. Large groupings of us apparently can't. So maybe individuals, if they can, might be helpful to large groupings. And I have talked about this before. So they can impact on people who are similar to them. It's kind of interesting if you take a really deep look at it, that is possible. That means you potentially have the ability to help more than the average, although there are more average than maybe those on the edge of an engagement with life. In our world right now, the power process is really freaked out about being diminished somehow. So it's showing up in every country. And that power element must feel as if it's under some stress to do so. But you take an individual, any one of us, who are attempting to do something that is different than how we've been trained, suggestively, at least subtly and gently, then you can understand how stress could be spreading out to others because you are under stress. And you are a provider of an energetic source of some kind to all of us on the planet. Now, in some cases, you might feel pretty proud about that. In most cases, the pride itself is an element of that first rung of engagement. And you may not even know that you're proud about how you function. Well, it's hard for us. And being at this level of engagement with existence, it just happens to be where we are. So we're trying to understand it and perhaps soften it down a little bit. Because here's the element. Our structures, our energetic structures, can engage with other energetic structures. First of all, no matter what happens within us as we grow, our first level of growth is always an entry into a new version of us. And that implies that if you look back upon your own way of being brought up, you can have anger and frustration about it. But at the same time, that anger and frustration elevates you as an individual. And all of us have been frustrated with something related to how we have learned or sort of wish we had a different way of engaging somehow. Just because that's the norm in our world. Nothing in the past is perfect. Nothing. Now that's hard to make sense of. So you pick and choose where you feel frustrated. And in that place, you are engaging in a kind of intensity that increases and relates to how you already have constructed the personality that you live within. Softening that down a little bit isn't as easy as just talking about it, and it never is. Where it shows up the most is where you really love the most. Otherwise, why would you be so bothered? Nothing bothers you unless it affects you. Now, you can stretch where things affect you and say something about it, and that can be also an element of pride or an element of exasperation, because if you really think of it, you might think in a similar way about what you think about. This is really, we're very complex beings. And we don't like the idea. We like to pick a side and jump in, and that's it. Well, that's a kind of level of pronouncement that relates directly to understanding only one version of engagement with life. And that's what we do. And we try not to, and we still do anyway. But that means these chakras open only the amount that they can to maintain and engage with ideas that you already have. This is difficult for us then. Not really. We then align with those energies that come in, and we still make declarations about how things are and how they're not and all the rest of it, and how important you are and how important you're not. We all have this kind of way of engaging. This is part of the growing of our human construct. And we're slow in the growing, although we like to think we're really fast, but we're pretty slow. It doesn't mean we're bad people. It means it's hard for us, once we've formed a habit or a realization that we believe has to be true to help us to be more comfortable, then this is the how it has to be, not some other how. Yeah, we do that. Sure we do. So here's the deal. Even during the process of our development as spiritual beings, we still have the same ideas that keep coming back. They come back because, from my point of view, from a point of view, it's like there's a need to see how we do things as opposed to beating us up for doing it. A need to see it and then attempt, as a maturing form, to begin to say, I know I need to do it this way, but I can't get myself to do it that way yet. That allows you space, but it doesn't allow you necessarily, as you perceive it, to do whatever you want because you're saying that. Otherwise, that's just nonsense. So, Can we pull back a little bit? Okay, I'll jump in and say, well, it's possible. Can we allow ourselves to help ourselves? Now, there's the question. What if you do help yourself? Truly. Not in the eyes of others, never mind that. In the eyes of you. And you begin to be different than what you have needed to be all your life to proclaim a way of being that promotes a comfort within you in some elevated manner. Well, you're not doing anything wrong. You're doing what everybody else is doing. I didn't ask you that question. What if you get to see that that's changing? Can you then notice that aspects of your engagement with your personality will want to reassert themselves so that you can maintain how you were before, and you will. But you don't have to agree with them. Now what are you going to do with people around you? If you're starting to be honest with yourself, can you allow yourself to be okay and not do those same things with people around you? This is difficult. Now, on a theoretical basis, and not worrying too much about whether it's accepted or not that you're still the same human being you were before. Not so bad. So what? Who cares? First of all, you're not going to see it very well. You're going to believe that everything you do is the right thing to do. It's the nature of how we do things here. It's neither bad nor good. It's just, my God, this is what we do. Can you look at that and say, this may be what many of us do, instead of only you? Many of us do. Can I slow this down a little so that I can have some input into that form that's already constructed, that you believe is near perfect, on not even knowing you believe it? Is it possible? And I think it is. On an energetic level, it can be more helpful. But you will notice in places where you don't want to be, because you won't get the same response in a changed engagement with the personality or that form as you did when you didn't change it. It's a dilemma. And none of us are quite comforted by that. But one thing you can be comforted with, if you do attempt, that energy itself will open slightly more in those centers of yours, those chakras, valves, whatever you want to call them, and give you a little bit of more of that intention. But also, you must be aware that if you have a little bit more of energy moving towards that intention becoming just a little stronger, that energy will also increase the tendency that you have not to be. And that happens unconsciously. And you're trying to put in something with conscious effort. It's complicated. As complicated as we are. But in a funny, simple way, it's not complicated. You are growing into a state where you can actually allow yourself to say to yourself, it's okay if my system changes so that more energy can operate into me through these chakras in a gentler way than how I have been training it to do, unknown to me. How I've been training it to do so, unknown to me. This, of course, brings up another element, another aspect of engaging with life, because our intensity is something that we use to engage with life, period. So what it does bring up is, as more or higher state energy, softer energy can come in, will it convert to intensity because of my normal way of acting as an intense person, or a person that values this name I have more than others, this kind of thing. We have a lot of issues with this one. This is authority issues. This is very difficult. It's hard to go into a softer state when you're really afraid you won't be looked at as a valuable person. And this happens all over the world. Well, can it happen little at a time? My hope is that it happens little at a time. Otherwise, you become extremely more spiritual than 150,000 people that are down in that village or that city or that nation. And they can't be right because we are, and there's nothing else. That's a problem. And it's always been a problem. And one of the reasons why, indeed, growing slowly becomes very important. And what I'm talking about, when I'm talking about growing slowly, I'm talking about the experience of engaging with a level of consciousness that allows you to understand and perceive and relate to a place within you where you know that whatever you come up with as a personality will not be enough to understand the depth of a level of consciousness that we attempt to describe as spiritual. Long sentence. Sorry about that. Not really, but it's hard for us. It's much easier if we have a number of words that we can just lay on this, pronounce them, and then now be important. That is an aspect of growing, not a relationship with a deep level of a very loving state, one could say. Yeah, probably. So in the meantime, we continue to grow and prepare moment by moment to handle the nervousness, the vulnerability, our natural reflexes to that nervousness and vulnerability, and the need we have to be valued and understood as just a normal person without adding the pressure of growing spiritually. There are some who believe, and I happen to be among them, I guess, to some degree. All you can do is prepare and try to understand others and how they function as well as you. And you must put you in that equation. Otherwise, there is an elitist element that goes with it. And I'm not talking about an elitist group of people, of spiritual people. That's already happened so many times it's not even funny. And it will continue to happen. I'm talking about a sense of value that pushes away other people. And I think that can happen. And that isn't helpful. Understanding this is very, very difficult because up to now, there doesn't seem to be a lot of understanding around these issues. And rightly so, because it's difficult to let go of the nature we have of needing support for how we believe things have to be so that we can be armed with a sense of value. But we are valuable. Anyone, everyone, no matter what you think, is valuable. And if they try one iota of attempting to grow, it doesn't make them any better than other people. And if you are growing internally and you believe you're better than others, it's nonsense. It's a relationship with the way people think about this construct of power. And it's a strong personalization of which we are part of. And we are, by nature, involved with sensing that value or wanting that value to be a little bit true, sometimes a lot true. But it's not real. What is real is if you have developed somewhat within your relationship with growing, honestly, then you are of help. But you're not the only one that's of help by a long shot. But if you have engaged at that level and can pull back from your personalization, then you will begin to notice that the intensity that lies within you is beginning to soften, because that is the trail, the pathway that begins to appear. Yes, other things appear too. One of the things that appears more often, which you have to try and soften down, is your natural, normal reflexes that you have cultivated all your life for a purpose of being valued. They will come up. Talk to them. Communicate. Ask for help for them. You have the right not to act out if you can catch them. And let me tell you, it is difficult to catch them because our mouth reflex is so profoundly strong. It comes out of our mouth, out of the way we stand, out of the way we engage. It's actually, if we could watch that in relationship to a show put on by a puppeteer, we'd all be laughing because we know that wouldn't be us. And partially it is. But that doesn't make us bad people. It makes us people who don't know and can't perceive well. That's all. Yeah. You see how difficult it is to discuss this particular place. Now, I've got about another 10 minutes before, and I'm going to lay this one on you. As you begin to enter into some of these places, you become a little bit more serious from time to time. and you follow the line of your defenses, and unknown to you, you're defending against your softening down, or you're engaging with life the way you did before. And this includes everybody. It happens to everybody. If you start thinking that only something I'm talking about happens to you, it's the wrong alley. It happens to us all, in varying degrees, of course, but nonetheless, it's how it works. And it's important to learn how to love you with all your foibles, so that your foibles can soften down. That means that energy can come in a gentler manner, opening up all the way to the top of the head. Yes, I know many of you are. And then move from there into a place that lies within you that is more interested in perceiving energy without defining what it means. Because you'll watch other people and you'll say that they're like this and they're like that, and you're back into the same thing as you were in before. Yep, that will happen. But yes, it will soften down. It won't happen as often. And you'll begin to understand that it's valuable to begin to notice that. And you'll see it in others as well. Prior to that, it would be difficult to see in others because the focus would be on the personalization so much. This is natural for us. We have a nature. And that depends really where you live, how your background was. And 8 billion people? Wow. Plus, so many different backgrounds. So many ripped apart. So many so ingratiated with life. And so many up and down the middle of those two opposites. Yes, even those who have obtained everything complain about not obtaining something. And those who haven't complain about other things. It's not the complaint that's difficult. It's what it does to us. We begin to lean on the complaint as an actual important thing in our personality, style, and background. As if it were taken away, we would be useless. We would be harmed 24/7. Not real. Not real. It will never be taken away. It can be halved. It can be softened. And you can actually cultivate a mental system that will allow you to engage in a watching of you that is not negating you, it's showing you. And that is a fundamental change that could occur within you. And this is not easy because the emotional mind is so profoundly valuable to us. Because we don't like to see the flaws in how we actually function. It's much easier to see how others don't do well. Others don't do well, but neither do you. If you look at it from that point of view, then you're understanding, I wonder where this may not be helpful, or that may not be helpful. Little at a time. don't tell anybody about it. That way, you won't build up your pride, even if it's unknown to you, around being the way you have been for all of your life. How you have been all of your life is how you needed to be relative to your background. In that state, you can only handle a level of intensity that is permitted by you. Permitted by you, not others, by you. Because that reinforces a construct that we call personality, that is energetic in nature. And it's there so we can operate in this world. It can be added to and taken away from with great respect. That is very positive because energy can operate through that form ultimately in a way that is different than what we understand might be helpful. At this particular point, I think we haven't got into those chakras, but at this particular point, I think it's about 10:02, and I think we normally start to meditate around this time. I just ask you not to think of those things as perfect and all the rest of the stuff, but food for thought. It might be helpful, and you will not be able to do this 24/7, because the nature of how we normally function is what we do 24/7. Do the best you can, and ask for help for everyone else that's growing as well as yourself, because we all need help in our relationship with a movement towards being able to handle subtler states beyond what we would define as peace and love and gentleness, and the other one, silence within the emotional mind, but not lost, still functioning. I hope everybody has a good evening. I'll be back at the end just to end the meditation. Take care, everybody.
Mahamaye Mangale Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Amba Lalita Devi, Mahalakshmi Vaishnavi, Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Amba Lalita Devi, Ma Saraswati Brahmi, Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Amba Lalita Devi, Durga Devi Shankari, Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Amba Lalita Devi, Uma Parvati Shive, Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Amba Lalita Devi, Ma Bhavani Ambike, Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Amba Lalita Devi, namo namaha. Amba Lalita Devi Kamala Katyayani Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Amba Lalita Devi Tvam Brahmani Gayatri Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Amba Lalita Devi Tvam Tripura Sundari Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Amba Lalita Devi Mata Bhuvaneshwari Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Amba Lalita Devi Tvam Raja Rajeshwari Mamba Lalita Devi Parabhakti Varade Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. Mamba Lalita Devi Maya Vishwamohini Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. Mamba Lalita Devi Ishwari Narayani Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. Mamba Lalita Devi Nitya Parameshwari Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. Mamba Lalita Devi Jagadambe Janani Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. Ma Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Namo Namo Panchadashatmekhyasvarupaye Namo Namaha. Vajramanitya Kataka Kiritaye Namo Namaha. Vajramanitya Kataka Kiritaye Namo Namaha. Kasturi Tilakola Sanitilaye Namo Namaha. Sarvastakaye Namo Namaha. Namo Namaha. नमो नमः संयुक्ताये नमो नमः रमणीय चतुर्बाहु संयुक्ताये नमो नमः नमो नमः लीलाकल्पितब्रह्माण्डमण्डलाय नमो नमः साक्षिभूत्यै नमो नमः जाग्रत्स्वप्नसुषुप्तीनां साक्षिभूत्यै नमो नमः ॐ महापापकपापानां विनाशिन्ये नमो नमः महापापकपापानां विनाशिन्ये Maye Namo Namaha. namo namaha.
And now we'll just do the balancing and grounding, and have a good evening, everybody.